What a slate that was. The loudest slate I've ever did.
Big old slap of the hands.
Slap. What's the wag of the hat? Wag of the finger? Wag of the hat?
I don't know.
Wag of the hat, slap of the finger?
Slap of the hands, wag of the finger.
Stephen Colbert used to do it on the Colbert Report.
Ah, I see.
If you hear that crack, you know what time it is.
It's time for Sober Boys. Guess who's back? Back again.
Yeah. Drew's been gone for like 3 weeks or
Holy
something.
shiz.
You wouldn't have even known. Drew's been gone. Last time we had to cut it short too. So, whoo-wee.
Yeah, we did have to cut it short, but I'm back. And maybe we'll talk later about why I had to cut that short, but that's not important now.
No. What's important now is about episode 18. We're here. We're ready to go.
I'm raring to go.
You're raring?
Yeah, I've got a rare, and we're raring to go.
Man.
Well, I'm Drew, and I'm an alcoholic.
That's crazy. I wouldn't tell people that.
I'm still an alcoholic.
I wouldn't tell people that.
Not in regular life. That would be weird.
But on the podcast? We're just alcoholics on the podcast.
No, I just wouldn't go to the grocery store.
Oh, yes.
And they're like, that's, 50, 75. And I'm like, I'm Drew, and I'm an alcoholic. That would equal awkward reactions, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure they'd be like, okay.
All right.
Do you want me to call someone?
No, just,
Call my mom.
Staying out.
I just found out I'm an alcoholic.
I'm practicing the side of the tradition where I can say that I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah.
But I can't say that you're an alcoholic.
I can say I was here, but you can't say I was here.
Or anyone was here.
Yeah. Don't reveal anyone's anonymity.
Hey, I think I spoke over when you said what your name was.
I didn't say it.
Oh, shit.
I'm not going to say it this time.
Oh.
I'm taking my life
What
back.
a fucking mystery.
I'm taking my life back. I'm Taylor. I'm an alcoholic.
Hey.
What'd you do to stay sober today?
Little basics of praying, calling people, and I haven't been to a meeting yet, but I might go later tonight. We'll see how it looks.
Wonderful. That's good. Hold that thought. I need to get a napkin because I keep getting chai tea in my mustache.
Oh, man. All right. Well, it's a pleasure to be back. Real quick, let me do a little PSA. The Sober Boys podcast is no way representative of the views and opinions of the Office of Alcoholics Anonymous. This is merely representing the views and opinions of Taylor and myself. This is for entertainment value, but we also would love to be helpful in any way possible.
Yeah, it's all we want. We're trying to love to be helpful.
Oh, yeah.
We're just trying.
That's the goal.
Yeah, it's love to be helpful.
Love to be helpful. Service. What was that?
Welcome back. Man, we had Cleve. Oh, big shout out to Cleve.
Thank you,
Cleveland Willis. He said his full name on the last one. I'm not doing anything. He was on the last one.
He did it. He said it. He
said his full name. So,
thank you so much.
He was on. It was great.
And then
I had fun.
We'll have him back on the second time, and we'll battle to the death to see who gets to host the podcast.
They got killed Tony. It's a
but it's like
off. Someone actually dies.
Yeah. There's a cage. You got to put together the cage, but
I know it's my job. Handyman. I'd be good at putting together the cage. Easy peasy.
That's giving away too much. For
I
the next
did
episode.
One time. I did when I first started doing handyman stuff in Atlanta. This guy hired me on TaskRabbit to go put. He had probably 10 dogs in his backyard, and they're all Rottweilers, and he had me put like a big cage together. The dogs were nice, but there were so many.
Were the dogs there?
Yes, there were so many dogs.
So the dogs are going around, and you had to like...
And they were all tied up. They were good. They barked at me at first,
but
then they were nice. But I'm like, this is so many Rottweilers for one man to own.
It would be funny if you let the Rottweilers go, and the game was you had to like make the fence as fast as you can before they get out.
Yeah.
Almost like a sheep herding situation.
Yeah. No, just a guy and his dogs.
Yeah. Well, the reason I was really out was I was moving.
Yeah.
And shout out to Taylor for helping us.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of patch up our old apartment, and drum roll, we got our security deposit back. Yay! That's all thanks, to your help. So I really appreciate it.
I spackled a bunch of holes. I was working with drywall today, and I hate it. I hate it so much. Actually, spackling, I don't care. It's the sanding. I hate that so much.
It's like nails on a chalkboard.
Oh, it is?
To me, it's just like...
It makes your fingers feel weird, too, because you're also kind of sanding your finger.
But it would make me feel kind of squeamish with a rough thing going against a rough thing. I have no idea in terms of like... I'm like the least sandiest person around. So
but I've got... Are you? I feel like you could do something if I put you up to it.
Well, yeah. I ain't no dummy.
No, no one said that.
It will take more time for me to be like, okay, next is this thing.
That's fair.
I put together
I do
IKEA furniture or two.
And how's that go? Do you use a drill or do you use a screwdriver?
Just give me one little Allen wrench, and I just hope for the best.
Oh man, that takes so long. I use an impact driver.
Just
that takes so long.
Over and over again.
It takes way too long. Too long for me.
Well, shit. I think we're gonna we still have a goal of reading all 164 pages of this here big old blue book of Alcoholics Anonymous, written by the I was gonna say infamous. He's not infamous. He's just praised and famous Bill W. But you okay?
Sorry, I got mustache.
Try to eat the napkin.
Mouth. No, I was trying to eat my
paper,
mustache.
Taylor.
Well, Drew.
But we're gonna take a detour.
Not all goals get achieved.
They get thought up. That's true. Most people in life are failures.
Whoa, man. Hey, shout out to the failures out there. You tried hard.
I was just saying,
big.
most people in life don't achieve what they want to be when they grow up.
What did you want to be when you were a kid?
I don't know, baseball player.
Yeah,
that
adds up.
Now I'm just an unhealthy, obsessed baseball fan that I normally keep to myself.
What position? What is that hat?
Oh, speaking of, what a tie-in.
Yeah.
This is a baseball hat of the party animals, the adversaries of the Savannah Bananas, which is
Bananas.
like, I would go through a whole thing about Savannah Bananas. It's amazing. Check them out. They're very popular on TikTok. It is like the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball. It's impossible to get a ticket. But their adversaries, much like the Globetrotters play the Washington Generals, their adversaries are the party animals, and their logo is this little partying chipmunk with the banana on his head.
And they just play each other every game.
Yep, and they have special baseball rules, and it's really, really fun.
And the third baseman dances and stuff.
Yeah, third base coach dances. They all do TikTok dances and stuff.
That's cool.
And if a fan catches a foul ball, then the batter is out.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of fun rules like that. So if you have a chance to get to a game,
fan catches a foul ball of the Savannah Bananas.
Yeah. If the fan catches the foul ball of the party animals because they're the adversaries, then they're out. If the fan catches the ball of the Savannah Bananas, they're also out, but that fan is kicked out of the stadium.
Dang. Can they come back later?
No, they did it wrong. They did it bad.
Can they come back later in the future, like to a different game?
Yeah, they don't take a picture and be like, never let them. That would be extreme.
Banned for life.
That would be really funny, but that would be extreme. Well, the detour we're going to take is we're going to go into this PDF of a pamphlet of frequently asked questions.
FAQs.
FAQs, baby. Facts with a Q.
Yeah.
That would be confusing because it sounds like fact.
Facts was like, yeah. But no.
Anyways, the Office of Alcoholics Anonymous has really well thought out answers to this, but we are not going to read those. We're going to give our own damn answers.
Oh, sweet. That's a good plan.
They said there's like 44 questions here.
44?
But a lot of them are kind of redundant.
Yeah.
So we'll skip around and go off from that. Yeah. How does that sound?
That sounds pretty good to me. Happy with that.
I think we should just jump right in. This is a pamphlet that have you ever taken in every AA meeting that you can go to, pretty much any AA meeting you can go to, unless it's like in a park.
Yeah.
There's a whole lineup and a shelf of pamphlets to kind of like you would have it like a doctor's office or something to kind of guide you into having a better understanding of what this 12-step process is all about. I have never taken one of those pamphlets.
No, me neither.
Which is
taken one.
I think the only pamphlet that I've ever looked for, and I will find, and maybe we'll talk about it, is when we get closer to the 12th step, is the sponsorship pamphlet, which I think that's one of our mutual friends, Guarf, uses that as a really good guideline for sponsorship.
Yeah.
And
I've got a book over there. I'll grab it.
Taylor's grabbing a book.
My sponsor gave it to me. The Way of Rest.
Look at I like your bookshelf.
Thank you so much. Working on my library. It's 12-step sponsorship. It's like it's a way. Oh
shoot, that's even better than the pamphlet that I was talking.
This is like a whole. This is real in depth. In this, did you just burp?
Yeah, I was trying to I thought I was gonna come out silent, but it didn't.
It didn't go.
You ever like fart and you're like,
look at that.
Hey,
that's very cool. These are the 12 principles. My old sponsor gave me one of these to like a little business card.
Oh, nice.
To put in my old car, and it had all these, the 12 principles, which are.
You get to check.
Say them, Drew, off the top of your head.
I don't know.
Oh. Some alcoholic you are.
Yeah.
Honesty.
I've got progress, baby, to work on.
Honesty, hope, faith, courage, integrity, willingness, humility, brotherly love, brotherly kissing, discipline, perseverance, spiritual awareness, and service. And my old sponsor would say, go look at that card and pick out one to work on each week and work on it for the entire week.
That's fun.
So,
Let me see one.
it's kind of like for me.
Oh, okay. Oh, shoot. I'm going to work on discipline because that's one that.
Okay, but now you have to journal about it every night.
Yeah. Oh, man. I got to write about it.
Report back to me.
No, shoot. Okay.
Who's sponsoring who now, Drew?
Oh, man. The world's sponsoring each other. Discipline is something that I feel like I should work on because I've been through the move. Full disclosure, I've been completely thrown out of my routine, which is fine.
That's fine.
No
You're
drinks.
Not in trouble.
No.
Drew, no one's
no
mad.
slaps. But
Drew,
that's.
No stuff. Oh, no. Thank you so much.
The card slipped. But that's something I can work on.
Well, you heard it. Guys, you heard it here first. What's going on?
Things falling all over the
we're reading the FAQs. That was just a little book. That's a sponsorship book. If you ever get into, if you're into that sort of thing or something.
Anyways, I was talking about pamphlets. So rarely has a pamphlet ever been taken by me or you.
Rarely have we. What's the? Rarely have we. Whatever the saying for. Rarely have we balked. Rarely have we. Rarely have we failed. Rarely has a person failed to follow these steps.
These steps. Yeah. We got it.
Rarely has a pamphlet been taken.
I was trying to think of it, but you kept trying to say stuff, and my brain wasn't working.
I shorted you.
This is what my brain was doing when you were saying stuff. I was like, yeah.
Wait, I got it.
Yeah, sure. Anyways, this is probably a really good first pamphlet to take because it kind of spells out the frequently asked questions.
I have a question first.
Yeah.
Who
This is not a frequent. This is a Taylor. This is a TM Taylor question.
This is not frequently asked. This is asked for the first time.
Oh,
for
man.
the last time. Do you think anyone's ever come into an AA meeting and just like saw the pamphlets? And that like convinced them?
Maybe. I bet you opposite. People came into a meeting and saw pamphlets and been like, "Oh, this is kind of culty," and then walked away.
Do you think Charles Manson had pamphlets?
Maybe both of them did.
Yeah, Marilyn Manson. He beat up. He's now a bad guy, right?
Yeah, I think he always was, and then we found out.
No, we found out his secrets.
Not as bad as Charles Manson.
Charles.
I don't think Marilyn Manson's killed anybody. Or sent people to kill him.
He looks like he could kill someone.
Yeah, it was his whole thing. It's a shame because, I liked his music, but I can't.
What good music did he have? What was one song by him?
I think his most popular one was like the Beautiful People one.
Oh, yeah.
Where it had boobies with no nipples. Yeah.
Wow. Like Barbie?
And everyone's like, this video here in the 90s is unacceptable.
Too much. Children are going to
cannot.
Children are going to go to jail, which I'm an advocate for children going to jail. There was a scene from Californication. Did you ever see that show?
No, I was thinking of the horrible Red Hot Chili Pepper song.
I've been listening to the Red Hot Chili Peppers more lately.
Oh, really?
It's fine.
Like older stuff or newer stuff?
The older stuff.
Good, yeah, when they're doing drugs.
Yeah. But there's a scene in Californication where Marilyn Manson is in it, and he does cocaine off a table, and he's just like, I love drugs. And I always remember that for some reason. Because I've done that. That's been me. I love cocaine. Doing a line of cocaine and saying I love cocaine.
Hey, man, he's up front with it. Okay, so this podcast is not at all encouraging anyone to do any sort of substance except for the Red Hot Chili Peppers so they can make better music. That's the only thing we condone. Once again, the views and opinions are not nowhere represented by the Office of Alcoholics Anonymous. Okay. Without further ado, because we've had some ado, we have. That's been most of the podcast.
Just a little bit of an ado. What is it doing? What does it do?
What we just did.
Is that? That's it.
We're gonna get into this. The first question is really simple. It's what is alcoholism?
Yeah.
We kind of like went into it. Go into, I would say, episode 2 and 3 when we go into Docky Silksworth, the doctor's opinion.
Yeah. Billy Dove's Docky Silks.
In my opinion, it's just the allergy of wanting more.
Yeah.
I take, and this can be with a addiction to any substance that has a 12-step program.
Playing cards.
Yeah, yeah.
Stealing copper wire.
That's the ism. But alcohol is you take any sort of, beer, whiskey, whatever, any alcohol, and that my allergy is a brain receptor that kicks in being like, I want more of this, and I'm never going to be satisfied when I get more.
I have a mind that wants more of this thing and a body that can't handle more of this thing.
Bam. There it is.
So
there's a longer description.
10 out of 10. Aced it. Drew and Taylor. 1 for 1.
1 for 1. Ding. There's a longer description.
Did we get that one right?
Yeah. Do you want me to read some of it?
Yeah.
Once alcoholism is set in, there's nothing morally wrong about being ill. That's important. On
a great quote from I've heard so many times. I didn't know I was a sick person. I thought I was a bad person.
Yeah, that's a troubling thing when you're like trying to analyze what's going on with you when you get that acceptance. Like I hear this all the time in the meetings. No one comes into Alcoholic Anonymous meeting on a winning streak.
That's exactly what Cleve said in the episode he was on.
Oh yeah,
that's crazy.
Whoops. I should not try to repeat everything he said, but what he said was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But championing that, like it's true, and you feel like a shitty person coming in because
because also I did bad stuff. I did shameful things. I stole money. I did things I shouldn't do. So it's like, oh, maybe I am a bad person because my actions are bad.
Yeah. I think the important thing is like, okay, we've done bad things, but there's a better realization being like, well, fixing those bad things, you have to accept that, the bad things that you did through alcoholism was not 100% in your control. Mm-hmm. And so fixing that is not going to be 100% in your control. So hopefully that allows you to accept outside help through fellowship and opening yourself to, what we read and like, higher power, all that stuff.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on.
We aced that one.
We aced it. How can I tell if I'm really an alcoholic? It's different for each person to find that acceptance point. For me, it took a while because I came in really young, and I remember the first thing I remember being in my first meeting. Really, the only thing I remember being in the first meeting was realizing that they were suggesting to be completely abstinent from alcohol, and me being really mad.
Yeah.
And then there's another kid that's like, "How do you know if it's alcoholism or if it's just college drinking?" And I'm like, "Yes, exactly that."
Where'd you go to your first meeting?
It was.
Did we ever talk about this?
Yeah, I don't know if I wanna. It was a young person's meeting.
Yeah.
I'll just say that it wasn't great, and my overall experience of it, it works for. It just wasn't the best meeting for me to go into.
Yeah.
But it, opened the door to other meetings. So that's the positive.
I thought I was blacking out so much in being bad at drinking and throwing up because the fraternity I was in, I thought they trained me wrong. I thought because I drank so much and I black out, I thought like me drinking at that time, triggered something in my brain. I guess that would be alcoholism, but it trained me wrong, so it set me up for failure for the rest of my life. And if I hadn't been in a fraternity or if I hadn't just drank a lot and blacked out, I never would have been drinking that way.
In a somewhat similar way, I feel like the fraternity that I was in expedited the process.
Yeah.
Like it or exasperated, whatever you want. Yeah, it made it faster, it made it worse. So it exasperated and expedited the process.
Yeah.
Because I just was looking for any sort of acceptance in any sort of community.
Yeah.
And that was, going to UGA, that was just the way to go.
They party at UGA?
You know what, huh?
That's crazy.
Just a little bit. What fraternity were you in?
Beta Theta Pi.
It's too many letters.
It's 3 of them. Most of them have 3.
I've got 2.
Yeah, well,
Theta Chi, baby.
Loser fraternity.
Yeah, it was bad.
I was only in for 2 years. I did a slow exit because I stole a bunch of someone's Adderall, and then I made amends for it. But I stole a bunch of Adderall. I lied about it, but everyone knew, and I was just not kicked out, but the vibe was stop coming back.
It was turned off.
So I just kind of left.
So yeah, fraternities rarely great.
I had fun. So I had fun a lot of the time, but
yeah. So for all that saying, it took me a long time to like accept that I couldn't have any sort of alcohol in
Yeah.
any way whatsoever.
Well, did you ever go through the? Maybe it's just alcohol is the problem. I'm gonna do like drugs.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of smoking weed and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but I never really liked weed.
Yeah.
Alcohol has always been the number one for
Right.
me, and then it trickled for me. It trickled down with other things.
Yeah.
Once I got drunk.
Yeah,
It all stemmed from I had to get drunk first, and then all bets were off.
yeah.
And for you, it was a little different, I know.
I remember one time I went and bought a gram of Coke, and I was like, I'm not gonna drink. I'm just gonna do this Coke. I started doing the cocaine. I was like, this is boring. This is just so lame by itself.
Yeah, it's not. It's incomplete.
Yeah,
Did you just burp?
I did.
Yeah, you were quieter than me.
I blew it over there.
Yeah. You
You burped right into the microphone. Goodbye, burp.
Bye.
See you later. You can't get out this door. Door's shut on him.
That's your burp.
That's my burp.
Yeah, my burp's in here.
He's trapped in the wires?
Yeah.
Oh,
My
no.
burp's like here. Your burp's like this.
Oh, no, burp. Hey, come on. He's going to be over there. You come over here. What if...
This is great for people listening when I'm just saying your burp's like this and my burp's like this. It's really good for an audible.
Drew's reenacting if he is my burp. Or he is his burp. No, my burp.
This is my burp. This is your burp.
My burp is...
Taylor's laughing. He can see me. If you're listening to this, you're not laughing at all. You're like, what are you doing?
No, whenever I listen to a podcast and they're doing something physical, I try to picture it my best.
Yeah.
So
It's tough to really tough to picture.
yeah, give our audience some credit.
Yeah. All right. With all that being said,
Without more any ado,
God, so much to do right now.
what'd you do about nothing?
Probably my second DUI. I was like, okay,
Oh. Yeah.
something's amiss here.
Yeah.
It's getting worse and worse. And then and after that, I was like, it's all bets are off,
Yeah.
all the way in.
Yeah.
And then once I went back out after that,
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, something's really wrong with
Yeah.
me. And that's when I finally found a sponsor to like go into the doctor's opinion and
Yeah.
kind of get down to the bottom of it. So it took
Yeah.
a lot of fuck ups and mistakes.
Yeah.
And I don't wish that on anybody, but it takes.
What it takes.
Hey.
And then even that, all that, like, oh, when I drink it's bad. Even that knowledge
When I
has
drink
not
it,
kept me sober.
yeah, when I drink it's bad will get you into a meeting, but
Yeah.
that won't keep you there.
No,
Yeah.
at least not my experience.
Yeah.
Maybe in someone's experience.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some
Yeah.
white chip wonder.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I
Good for you.
we're doing that
I didn't do
sarcastically,
it.
but I wish everybody was a white
Some
chip
people, yeah,
wonder,
no. Some people,
honestly.
it is. Some people, I've heard it said, usually by someone who is a white chip wonder, they'll say, "I just got all my drinking out of the way." It's like, well, it's awfully convenient that you can say
Oh
that.
yeah. Well, for those that don't quite
But I
know,
also agree.
yeah, white chip wonders are a person that comes into
Faking it.
to Alcoholics Anonymous and never relapse again.
Yeah.
And I'm 100% genuine when I say I wish everybody was like
Yeah.
that, because I don't wish the struggle and
Yeah.
and the pain and anguish that I had to go through for
Yeah.
multiple relapses, and
Yeah.
I'm sure for you,
No, it was really fun.
yeah,
I had a lot of fun when I relapsed. Every single time was so much fun. God just said, "Taylor, stop it." I got in trouble with God.
yeah. Realistically, my fun, like if we had a graph, would go in the down.
No,
slope.
for me, it's never fun because I feel like shit.
Yeah.
So, and then drinking, it did make me feel better. It made me feel worse immediately, and not in like not physical. I mean, physically, I'm satiated a little bit, but mentally, I'm like, oh fuck, here we
Yeah.
go again. The shame. It's the shame of wanting to relapse or wanting to drink, not knowing I should. That shame, plus then actually doing it, it's double the shame.
Yeah.
I got order of shame with side order of shame.
That's just not enough. You know, we need different things in there. It's
Yeah.
just one note.
Yeah.
It's just one shame note. Cool. Are we gonna?
Are you saying I should work on my shame metaphor?
No, I like it.
Okay.
No. I was just thinking of like if you're getting a plate of shame and more shame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it just you'll feel like shit because if
Yeah.
you're eating nothing but shame. Okay, so maybe if you got a plate of spaghetti
Yeah.
and you don't like just
it's
the
like-
noodles
it-
cooked,
yeah.
no pasta sauce.
And then you get a side of pasta. as well.
Yeah, yeah. And then,
That's what my brain was thinking. Are we ready to move on from that? Do you want to expound on how can I tell if I'm really an
no,
alcoholic?
we should spend one episode on each FAQ.
I feel like we could if we wanted
Yeah.
to. But
Next question.
Next question?
10 out of 10.
Okay.
We did it again.
can't,
True, we've done it
I'm going to
again.
let you, because I've answered the first two. So
Yeah.
I'll let you answer this
Okay.
one. And
I'm ready.
can an alcoholic ever drink again?
Yeah. I mean, like
No
not
one's stopping
successfully.
you. Yeah.
No, nothing is physically stopping you.
Yeah.
But an alcoholic of my type,
Mhm.
and maybe of your type,
Mm-hmm.
I can't speak for you, but you can confirm for me.
I'll speak after.
Yeah. In my experience, so far in my life, I have not been able to successfully. They need to put at the end of that question: can an alcoholic ever successfully drink again?
Okay.
I think we need to amend that. We need to write them a letter.
Ring, ring.
So yes, physically they technically can. They're
Yeah.
allowed. No, it's not illegal to drink once you're an alcoholic.
Yeah.
But successfully, in my experience so far in my life, I have not been able to successfully. I can't say ever, never again,
Yeah.
because I don't know what ever, never again is going to incur.
I feel like I will have a more successful, fruitful, useful life if I never drink again.
Yeah.
Physically, it's always a possibility. But if I'm in this program and I'm doing action, then I don't have that urge to do it again. And in my experience, I've had a much better time not drinking again.
Yes.
But you can always, no one's stopping you.
You're not.
These are but mere
gonna be in trouble.
suggestions. You'll probably feel like shit, especially if you've been
Yeah.
in this program for a long time and go back and relapse.
Ooh, the old belly full of
We-
beer and a head full of AA.
We call it a relapse and not just he's no longer going to AA again. Like we call it a relapse because it's not a successful thing.
Yeah.
Instead of calling it, oh, he's graduated or oh, he's not coming
is there
back
anyone
anymore.
I've read online about on Reddit where like one person was like, I did AA for a while and then now I'm drinking again. It's going fine. But how long is it going to go fine for?
I don't know. And maybe he was one of those when they're talking about more about alcoholism in the book. Maybe he's one of those heavy drinkers where he's like hit to the line, but he was able to stop before he got to the point of no return.
I can't even live out my fantasies when I relapse. I can't even be like Mr. Sneaky.
I'm not sneaky at all. My relapses were all just like get sadder and sadder and
because I'm just like,
lonelier.
maybe I can be sneaky and sneak airplane bottles of vodka, go to comedy shows and do comedy. Just my little secret is drinking, and immediately the jig is up.
Yeah.
There's not a single moment where there's a secret being kept.
And the jug is up.
Yeah, the jug is up to my lips.
I'm thinking of like X's, the old school.
Yeah.
Um,
I think some old lady one time. I mean, she was old. She was like 50.
She's like a witch.
Yeah.
She's an old
She
crone.
was trying to get me to climb in this pot. She was stirring. I don't want to get in the pot. But this old lady said, I forgot now.
An old crone of 50 years
so-
old.
So she went to when she started going to meetings. She was saying a bunch of other old ladies. They were like, "Well, honey, when you close your eyes, you picture alcohol. Picture with X's over it." And that to me, like, fuck off.
What?
What the hell? Is this a children's version of alcoholism? Is this a children's book? Dr. Seuss's all about alcoholism?
They suggested to put you in like a Mark Twain novel, drinking alcohol. All right, old crone.
But if that works for you, fine.
Yeah.
It won't work for me.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not suggested that like we successfully. I feel like that's the most important word that we came across. It's not been proven to us in our personal experiences or people that we know they can go back and drink successfully. And the other next question coming, we'll go through it really quickly because it's like, can't an AA member drink even beer? I feel like that's more old school.
Yeah.
Back in the day when they kind of didn't even consider beer like even alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the answer is no because that's alcohol. We already covered that.
No.
Are we ready to move on to the next question?
I had a question for you and I forgot though.
If you remember it, bring it up.
I can't.
Okay. I can stay sober this is the next question. I can stay sober for quite a while between binges. How can I tell whether I need AA?
Well, that's just one of the types of alcoholics.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's tough.
Yeah.
Because you can trick your mind or your mind is tricking you into thinking that you're good, where probably not.
Yeah. Do you ever play in your head the tape forward about like
Your life tape forward.
yeah, where you're like not drinking but not going to AA? You ever like think about that?
Well, I'm kind of living that for the past
Yeah.
couple weeks when my routine's thrown, so it's not very fun.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly where I want to be,
Yeah.
but I know that I have, direct contact with my sponsor and I can hop right back into it. So yeah, I'm kind of easy to play that tape.
How do you feel?
Not great.
Yeah.
Almost dry.
Well,
but not, like I said, there's no urge to drink or anything like that.
because Drew you tell him.
What?
What'd you get recently?
Oh, should I get my
Yeah.
wallet out?
I wish I had an applause button.
Oh,
That's far.
it's not in here.
I like your Georgia wallet.
Oh
The
my
dog?
gosh, it's not in here.
Aw.
I thought because I showed it to Jess and I think that's where it went. I got 2 years. Yay! 2 consecutive years in a row of sobriety, which being in this thing for over 12 now, it's
Took 10 to get 2.
Took 10 to get 2, but we're rolling with it.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll talk more about it later on, but it's always a progress thing. But it was good to get it. I went to a pretty big meeting, and usually when you get your chip, you make a little speech, and the guy that made his speech before me went on for 9 minutes.
Too long.
I was like, 20 seconds, kid, 20 seconds, kid, 20 seconds.
I think most people, I believe, are of the opinion of keep that short, right?
Yeah, because it's at the end of the meeting.
But then, do people that accidentally share that too long, do they not get the memo, or they just don't care?
I think it's easy to get carried away.
Yeah,
because it's an emotional thing.
Yeah.
And
I'm not saying, I'm not. Hopefully, what I'm saying is not saying anyone's done anything wrong.
9 minutes is too long.
Yeah.
9 minutes is way too long.
Yeah.
You start feeling like it's too long of a share after about 3 minutes, and it got awkward for the 5 to 6 minute part, and we're like, well,
people shifting their chairs around. Coughing.
Yeah. Yeah. So but it was fine. Like, you gotta share what you share, and the person sharing, felt like he was doing it as an act of service and trying to reach as many people as he could, and that's fine. And I just felt like I could do that 20 seconds. Just in my head, I was like, oh shit, gotta keep it short. And I did. And I think the most emphasis I think I said was this was only possible through me having trust in a higher power and trust in a fellowship of other guys around me in my sponsor and everything. So once I get to that point of like, oh shit, like I've said before, I need outside help. Yeah. And then accepting that outside help. And
outside help, just AA?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah. Help other than myself other than my brain. I get to that acceptance point, and then I turn it over and do the action part. Yeah. And so it gets. I think it's
because I said outside help because there's like some people call that therapy.
I suggest that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always good.
I've gotten confused before. Sometimes people will call an anniversary. Like, oh, your anniversary is today. They'll call it your birthday.
Yeah.
But then they'll use regular birthday interchangeable. Like, well, is it your birthday or your birthday?
Oh, you come to AA, you get another birthday.
Yeah, you get a new birthday.
You get 2 birthdays.
I've had so many new birthdays. I had one that was April 1st, April Fool's, and I wish I could have kept it. That was such a fun one.
For a comedian, that'd be perfect.
I know. Now it's just June something.
Oh, you should probably know.
The beginning. It's on my phone. That's why.
Okay, as long as it's in your phone, you're good. You don't have to.
I want to see what it is.
I will say this: if a person, and they can change their views and everything.
June 26th.
There you go. If a person comes in and is you can tell they're wishy-washy right away about the program and not has 1 foot in the door, kind of 1 foot out. When they're like, I don't know, I'm like 30-ish days. I don't know exactly my sobriety date. It's something around there. It's like a big thing to like know your sobriety date. And then once that wishy-washy, sometimes that wishy-washy person comes in and is like, okay, I get it now. I'm going to find my sobriety date.
I always keep it in my phone because I can't keep track of the number of days just off the top of my head every single day. My phone does it for me.
Oh, yeah. And one last thing, and we'll go back to the questions. The importance of that sobriety date is not to celebrate you. It's to show the newcomer that, a life without alcohol is possible for this amount of years or this amount of time. And that we're not,
Oftentimes, Cleve was saying it on the last episode, and he said it before meetings, he gets a lot more out of listening to newer comers than old timers.
Yeah, especially the kind of meetings you've kind of heard the the vibe and the spiel
Yeah.
of the old time, which is always good.
Yeah.
But it's good to kind of be reminded of like where I was when I first came in here, why I'm doing this, you know, why the importance of like being of service to those new guys to not feel so weird. I think that's the importance of what we're doing right now.
Yep.
To highlight, you
It's
know,
the best meeting of the week.
Yeah, it's my best. Yeah, my
I've
favorite
just been
meeting
gone
of the
for
week.
3 of them.
I know. I'm sorry.
I've had to hold it down by myself.
Oh shit. I'm glad to be back rolling with it.
Yes.
All right. Ready for the next question?
I need another chai tea.
All right. Well, I will ask it and I will answer it.
Perfect.
Is that a hot chai tea or a cold chai tea?
Do you want some?
Iced chai tea. Where'd you get it?
It's just from this.
Oh, you use a chai box? Chai box is solid. Shout out chai box. I work in the coffee industry and we use chai box right out of Marietta. There's not a better chai you can find in Georgia, in my opinion. Chai box, that is some free publicity to the 40 to 60 people that listen to this thing. You can drink it yourself. You're good. Back to the questions. Others say I'm not an alcoholic, but my drinking seems to be getting worse. Should I join AA? Yeah, if it's becoming a life problem, in my opinion, it doesn't hurt to attend a meeting and see if you're
Taste it though?
wave drinking. What? Yeah, I know chai. I know chai box.
This one's pretty good. A little bit of milk.
I like
So
it.
good. It's like
Yeah.
creamy.
They do a really good job.
I didn't expect it to be like that.
Did you hear the last question?
I did, but repeat it, please.
Okay. Others say I'm not an alcoholic, but my drinking seems to be getting worse. Should I join AA? Well, if you go to an AA meeting and you share what you're doing and your trials and tribulations, and a lot of people in that meeting say, "Oh, you're probably not an alcoholic,"
Yeah.
then I would trust that.
Once you're
But
in
I've
it,
never seen that.
No one is you can go to as many or as little meetings as you like.
Yeah.
No one's making you stay.
No.
Everyone literally, unless it's judge ordered, you don't
Yeah.
have to go.
Yeah.
Unless the judge said so. And then I guess you have to. But I've never been judge ordered because I've been a good boy my whole life.
Hey, look at you.
Judge never caught me.
I have been judge ordered before.
Did you? Ooh.
Mm-hmm. After the second Dewey.
They made you go. You're
Yeah,
just
I was already going.
How many? Damn.
Yeah.
When you just
I will say it's really is an awkward thing when you're already going to meetings and you
Yeah.
feel like you're just like a normal person in AA, and then one day you show up with a sheet.
Oh, everyone knows exactly.
Yeah. You're like, what happened? It's
Yeah.
like, I went back out and bad
Yeah.
things happened.
Wow. Damn. I can't believe I never got DUI. Did you? Is it paid off?
Yeah. I went down to, it was a long time ago. It was
Yeah.
almost 10 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
I can go to Canada now.
You couldn't before. They don't
Canada
like
has
drunks in
very
Canada?
strict like rules about if you get a DUI. I don't know the exact like time limit of like when you can't go to Canada, but I couldn't go to Canada for a second.
That's crazy. When you get those signs, are they like you got to go to a meeting every day? You got to go to this amount in this amount of days.
It's different for each
What
time.
was your stipulations?
I can't even remember. It's like 3 to 5 in a week or something like that. They just need to have signatures.
Yeah.
And
How do they prove
the
it's
fucked up
someone's signature?
the fucked up thing is I had been going before the DUI and going more after the DUI, and then once the sentence happened, almost like where I was a kid, I didn't like being told what to do. I quit going to as many meetings.
Dang.
And I just forged the signatures.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
did it still count?
Yeah.
How do they like prove it's
They
someone's signature?
can't.
So you
I
could
just forged it. Yeah. So it's really
yeah.
this is damning.
Yeah.
No one cares anymore. But
It's already out. Right?
Yeah.
The books are gone.
yeah, it's
You cooked the books, Drew. my brother is I forget what he said, but the phrase "cooking the books,"
yeah.
he made me laugh so hard when he said that one
That's
time.
a real thing.
Cooking the books, yeah,
Yeah.
but it's funny.
It's like money laundering
Yeah.
and fraud and whatnot.
Cooking the books is funny. Yeah.
Flip that butt.
And now we're rich for some reason.
But yeah, I mean, it's to the discretion of how your life's going. If you want to check out an AA meeting and see how your drinking's going.
Yeah, if when you drink, you might be an alcoholic.
If you can't remember what you done did and smashed a window of a retail store,
You might be an alcoholic. If you get an insatiable thirst for
shout out
crack
Jeff
cocaine,
Foxworthy, the least funny comedian I've I've ever seen ever.
Really?
I haven't seen him live,
Yeah.
but I can only imagine.
He had that show. What was that show he was doing for a little bit?
The Jeff Foxworthy show.
Was that it?
Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
Maybe that was it.
That was his game show.
He was on some other show, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's coasted through being
He's so rich.
mediocre. He seems like a nice enough guy. I don't want to.
Yeah, come on.
I don't want to shit on a hack too
Come
much.
on, what if I have to work with Jeff Foxworthy one day and he pulls
You
up this
could be the
podcast?
young Jeff Foxworthy with your mustache.
That's true.
You could.
That's true.
Do you want to add any? I think we talked about
Let's
that
go to the
question.
next question.
You can answer this one first.
I'm ready.
Can a person achieve sobriety all alone by reading A literature?
Oh no, definitely not.
Yeah.
I don't think so. That sounds awful.
I don't want to meet that person. That person
sounds
sucks.
awful. That sounds like someone. I mean, someone with a special kind of autism might.
Well,
like read the
Abraham
book.
Lincoln educated himself and learned a
did?
bunch of stuff.
Was he an alcoholic?
No, but that was an example of educating
Oh,
yourself
yeah.
and finding success.
There's people who they're
Right.
self-taught on guitar. They're self-taught golf swing.
Yeah. You're self-taught in handyman work, right?
That's true, but I have to watch videos on YouTube.
Yeah, but this would be the video on YouTube.
Yeah. Wow.
But you know what this video on YouTube says? All right, you know what the book says? Is to find. Did they say find a sponsor?
Well, you got to tell someone eventually.
You got to tell someone. When we went in 4 and 5, I told you to find
Yeah.
somebody else that
Yeah.
can find it
You
because
can't do
you
it by
cannot
yourself.
do.
So that's our answer. No, you can't do it
No,
by
you
yourself.
can't. You can't do 4 and 5 by yourself. So you can't do it just reading A literature.
I think I swear I've heard someone share before, though, at some point. They're like, I went through a period just sponsoring myself, or I went through a period where I didn't have a sponsor.
Well, yeah, that's a lot of people go through periods where they don't have a sponsor, and that's never a great period.
Do you
to go
ever
through.
do you ever daydream about your sponsor dying?
What the
Not
fuck?
daydream, but like
What?
think about your sponsor dying.
Then
That's not the right word.
I won't
but-
be written to his will. I'm good enough friends, and he's a rich motherfucker. He's gonna give me $5 million.
No, like, do you ever think about like, what if my sponsor died? What would I do?
Like when someone says, "Oh, my sponsor passed away," and you're like, "That sucks, man. That really stinks."
I'll pass.
I don't daydream every single day about my sponsor dying. Then I'll take over his life. I'll get all of, because that's what happens. Your sponsor dies and you take over all of his sponsees.
Yeah.
No, that's not. Wouldn't that be fucked up? If like,
Yeah, but how do they decide which sponsee gets the sponsor? The one with the most time.
I'm glad my sponsor doesn't listen to this.
Well, I don't want anyone's sponsor to die. Not daydream was. Listen, daydreaming.
Do you ever think about, or maybe,
Daydreaming has the positive connotation. What's a negative connotation of daydream?
do you ever have the nightmare that, I don't know, that's
A
too extreme.
daymare?
Do you ever have the fear that your
Yeah.
sponsor might die?
Fear, or do you ever just think about your
You ever
sponsor?
daydream about murdering your sponsor?
You have a daydream about garbage.
Maybe if I can think about it now, yeah, that'd be tough.
Yeah.
It'd be difficult, but you just find another person that you connect with. I can name you 2 to 3 other guys that go right to.
Stephanie.
Yeah, Gorf again.
And lastly,
Leeler.
Leeler.
Oh man, Leeler's the best.
My brother does have a friend named Leland.
Oh,
Isn't that a name?
that's
Leland?
Hmm.
You don't like it?
Oh, it's pronounced Leland.
Leland.
Okay, I thought you were telling me that he goes by Leland.
No. That'd be nuts. No,
Like, I've never heard that before.
No word with land in it is pronounced land.
Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland. Cleveland.
Disneyland.
That's true. That is. Land's End.
Yeah. Land Rover.
Land Before Time.
Fucking debunked. Mythbusters over here.
What was the myth that we busted?
Nowhere when the word land is pronounced land. All right. So
Is there a scary question coming up?
I'm gonna go through maybe. Won't everyone know I'm an alcoholic if I come to AA?
You probably knew before you even knew.
That's kind of an interesting question.
They were probably privy to it before you thought.
If
it
you
was a
share to a person that knew you before going to AA that you're going to AA, they'd be like, they would probably think that's a great thing.
problem.
Good. Oh, wow.
I got one of those cliche calls in college. I was going through my Xanax phase. Everyone goes through a Xanax
Bars
phase.
on bars on bars.
I was eating those Green Hulk bars. They were like
No,
3
no.
milligrams. They were
Yeah.
crazy. But I remember one night I remember I smoked. I took a bar, and then we smoked weed, and I like blacked out, and then I came to it. And I was so confused. I had no idea how I got where I was, and I was asking, "How did I get here?" I was just the most confused I've ever been in my life, and it was awful. But then I remember I was studying one night in my fraternity house, and I got a call from one of this girl's friends. Her name was Sophie.
Is that their real name?
Yeah, but there's no last name.
Okay.
We don't need to. She probably lives in Africa.
Yeah. In Africa?
Africa.
I'm just kidding. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Continue. Sorry.
The continent.
Yeah.
You're
continue.
Okay. But then one of her friends called me and said, it was like out of a movie. They called and said something along the lines of like, Taylor, you need to put down the bottle and because you have people that care about you.
Oh, so you had like a telephone intervention.
Yeah, but that was it. And they were just mad at me.
Oh. Yeah.
And then they hung up.
At least they said they had people that care about you. That was an angry, quick intervention.
I was being a dick to the people that cared about me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a little different.
And I wasn't really being a dick. I was just fucked up.
Yeah.
Like I've never been like an outright mean drunk. I did yell at my girlfriend one time in college.
Yeah, I was insufferable to be around, especially because I had cocaine mixed in there, and I had such great ideas when I was on cocaine. I can't even imagine. I was pretty mean. I remember.
Did you yell and scream and bite and scratch?
Yeah, I tried to get in bar fights when I was in college.
Yeah.
And I was like skinnier than I am now. Yeah. And I remember somebody was using my car in the fraternity to to drive people around, because we had a designated driver. And I was at the house and I had some Xanax and some what have you all in my system. And I was so fucked up that once they came back, I pulled the guy out of my own car and pushed him out and got into my car and drove off.
To where?
I don't know. I don't remember after that. And then the rest I blacked out.
Those Xanax blackouts are crazy.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Yeah.
So it was no one was ever like intervention me, but they should have.
Yeah.
The only intervention that I got was when I was still living with my parents. I went to Georgia State the first semester in 2009. And I was still living with my parents, and I was drinking big old 40s before, and I was being my own Edward 40 hands, and my parents found it, and and I woke up in the morning, they had all the beers lined up on the table, wow. and I remember them being like, "That's not a normal amount of drinks to have at a night."
Well, it was all one night.
I don't know. It might have been a couple, but that was the only intervention that I got.
It happened to me once. Yeah, I never really got an intervention, but I remember one time I drank 12 beers in one night, and then my dad basically the next day said, like, oh, that's not really normal.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah, just like, people being like, that's not something that can be sustained. All right, enough of the drunkalogs. We're drunkalogging over here.
Come on.
No one cares.
What is this? Are we in trouble?
What the hell?
Are we in trouble for something?
The cops are being like, they said it. Go get them.
Oh, no. They arrest you for the DUI thing.
Yeah.
And me for...
they arrest me for forging the signature.
Yeah.
He finally admitted it. Get in there.
Years, I can go home to my wife.
It's just one guy. Finally fucking said it. Let's get back to the question, shall we? So won't everyone know I'm an alcoholic if I come to AA? Well, that's completely up to you, your own discretion to tell people that you're in AA. It's the last word is anonymous. Yeah. So it's suggested just to keep it to yourself and go to meetings and be a service in the meetings. But I saw a dude that was from our men's meeting at a restaurant, and my fiance was there and said, "What's up?" And she already knows that I go to this men's meeting, and when she's like, "Oh, it's from the men's meeting," and I know that the guy wouldn't care.
Yeah.
I'd say,
some people don't care. Yeah. I don't care. I don't care who knows. We have this podcast. Of course, we don't care who knows.
Won't everyone know if I'm an alcoholic if I come to? No, but if you have a podcast telling everybody that you do, then they will. Yeah. That's hilarious.
Remember at the beginning when you wanted to not have your last name, and then now your face is on the internet.
Yeah, how about that? So yes and no. The people that already have experienced you drunk will not be surprised if you say you're an AA.
It's gotta be hard to like. I think that's an old idea, because I don't think anymore most people like it sounds exhausting to like have this secret, like I go to AA and it's a secret no one can know except for these people in AA.
Yeah.
Truly anonymous there.
The important thing about the anonymous part is to never out anybody else. Yeah. That's the important thing, because it's like, it's not exactly like, but it's the same feeling of like outing someone who is in the LGBTQ plus community. Yeah. It's their own thing that they're going through. It's their own thing to say to people.
I was one time I was at a show in Marietta, and I did my set, and it was fine. I had a fun time. But then during my set, nowhere in it did I talk about doing drugs. Yeah. The rare set where I didn't.
Hey.
And afterwards, this comedian went up after me and was like, Taylor, blah, blah, blah. And he used to smoke crack. He just completely like told everyone, was like, oh, what the heck?
Come on, dude.
Like, why did you do that?
It's because you don't have any material.
He knows my material, so maybe in his mind, he's like, oh, Taylor does it normally. But this night in particular, I didn't say a single word about the fact that
Come on.
To these kids, I was a good boy.
It's just like annoying. And like if the biggest, and that's a tradition, is the biggest violation of that tradition is if you have somebody famous come into a meeting and someone's like, guess who I saw? I can't say, but I'll give you hints, and if you guess it, then I'll say yes. Like it's people want to say, guess who I saw in a meeting, and
but you know what, that's a tradition, and it gets broken probably all the time.
Oh my gosh,
with a famous person, it's probably very hard not to.
Oh yeah, it's got to be really difficult. But the good meetings, you're treated no different. That's the point. The good meetings, Bill W comes in and he's treated the same. Yeah. Which I don't think was ever possible.
Yeah, that's different. Bill lived a different life than you and me.
Yep. Okay, I think we answered that question pretty good. Next question, how can I get along in business where I have to make a lot of social contacts if I don't drink?
I don't know, Drew. Neither of you are in business.
Yes.
You work for a business. I'm a small business, but we don't go to an office.
When we're on Wall Street, it's a little tough when we're up on, the 57th floor and everybody's having, martinis and Matthew McConaughey's like going like that. He always causes a ruckus, and we're like, it's we just observe now.
Yeah, we just have to lie and say, oh man, I had too much already.
Realistically, it seems really hard when society is
really no one cares.
No one cares about anybody but themselves. Really, think about it.
Because for the most part, someone will be like, oh, like how's our show last week in Roswell? This guy after the show was like, oh, you want an Irish car bomb? And I was like, which is what an odd drink. But I was like, oh, no, I'm good. It's like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
People aren't going to, no one's going to force drink you alcohol.
No. Only time is like going back to fraternity that you will be. Yeah. This is a PSA towards the fraternities, I guess. We can talk more about that later in another podcast. But what was I trying to say? If you're early coming into it, like I said, I was so angry that I was suggested that I was never to drink again, because in my mind, when I was a newcomer coming into it, really young, I was like, the whole world drinks. The whole world is beer commercials. Yeah. The whole world, how am I going to have any fun? How am I going to, have a relationship with anybody? Yeah. Friendship or compatible.
The reality for me, at least, is there is no fun left in booze. Like I can't have fun.
Yeah, I'm just saying from the eyes of a newcomer, it feels like all fun relies in the drinking.
That's all you know. You're drugs. Just a little baby.
Yeah, just a little
newborn baby.
So it seems that's like a fear at first, but once you kind of like throw yourself into the action of the steps, you slowly start to realize, oh, it's pretty easy to live your life and have fun and have like a fruitful, useful life without drinking. Yeah. But yeah. Sorry. Are we ready for the next question?
I think so.
Will AA work for the person who has really hit bottom? Yes. Yeah. Well, I'd say it'd work better for the person who's really hit
someone
bottom.
Who's licked?
Because you don't have any reservations.
Really licked.
Yeah. Like I said, it took me a lot of failures
Yeah.
to get to a point for AA to work for me.
Took me a lot of what I thought was my bottom.
Yeah. You kind of have to hit a certain bottom for it to happen. It's almost like,
I bet we all have some kind of bottom left in us.
yeah, I got to do more squats to get it.
You just rubbed his butt. That's his bottom.
Yeah, be glad that you're listening to it and not looking at the YouTube video.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty easy to answer. So next question, you can answer first.
Okay, I'm ready.
Do alcoholics who are already sober ever join AA?
Do they? Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
I think they do. I think I've heard of them doing it. It's probably not a thing that's never happened. I swear, I don't know. People who just dry out and then they're dry.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they leave, but they don't drink, and then they come back and they're like, it was awful.
Yeah.
It was awful, and I didn't even drink the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't do, at least where I'm at right now, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I have, the experience. I don't have personal experience, but I was saying I'm sponsoring a person right now who is
a spooky ghost.
Yeah, haunts me every night with little ghost kisses, and I'm like, I'm trying to sleep.
I'm trying to sleep. I kind of like these.
No, I'm sponsoring someone right now who he doesn't sound like that. You gotta stop.
Well, how does he sound?
Like a normal person. That sounds like a little chipmunk trying to get in.
That's how ghost kisses.
No, he's physically 2 years sober from anything, but he wasn't working a program of any sort.
Are you allowed to pick up a chip then?
Yeah, chips are just how long you have abstained from the substance.
Yeah, that's true. I have so many over there, and in my apartment over there, and in my pockets.
Yeah,
I'll put on a pair of jeans.
I'll bring my balloon chip next time. I really thought I had it in my wallet.
That's okay. That doesn't mean you don't have 2 years.
Yeah, he had to have one.
Guys, I have 2 years. Look. Oh no.
So people can absolutely either think, stop on their own and then it being really miserable in life and be like, oh shit, I need something else.
Yeah.
And then through therapy is suggested, but it's rare.
My tattoo artist is able to, he stopped drinking and doing cocaine and and he just did it on his own self-will. He seems pretty happy.
Yeah. Like I said, maybe he reached that edge and didn't quite fall off.
Some people, maybe they weren't out. Well, it was affecting his work, whatever. I think some people are like, maybe they're not alcoholics, but they're like this drinking they enjoy drinking and doing drugs.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh, this is not this is hurting my life, so I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, yeah. It's a different case for everybody, and
case closed.
Yeah, and AA is no way the only thing.
No, you could do fart recovery.
Fart recovery?
Smart recovery.
Oh.
There's smart recovery. There's
fart recovery.
There's smart recovery, which is basically like
fart therapeutics.
I think smart recovery is kind of like you can drink if you want to.
I don't know.
Be careful. They're basically be careful.
Views and opinions. There's such thing as moderation. Recovery.
That sounds hard.
Yeah, that's not for me.
Yeah.
But like I said, there's other ways. There's other programs, and AA is not the end all be all.
No.
All right. Next question. Why is AA interested in problem drinkers?
Interesting.
Who's asking that? What?
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Why is AA interested in problem drinkers? What's the other kind?
What's the other kind? Regular drinkers?
Yeah, what's the opposite of a problem?
I'm going to read what they say. Members of AA have a selfish interest in offering and helping hand to other alcoholics who have not yet achieved sobriety. First, they know from experience that this type of activity, usually referred to as a 12-step work. Oh, okay. Why do they come to somebody? This is kind of more old school. When people are drying out in sanitariums and members of AA be like, you need to try this, more when they're more salesmen.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a little more old school.
The old way, which was promotion, not attraction.
Yeah.
How they used to do it.
Kind of, because they kind of had to stay alive and grow it.
Yeah.
Right now, you don't see a lot of people. I've never seen it work where somebody's really having a tough time with drugs and alcohol and being like, you need to try this.
Yeah. I've had a lot of guys, not a lot. I've had a few guys ask me about being sober while they're drunk usually, and they're texting me about it or they're talking to me about it in person. And they're like, yeah, it's working for me or whatever. And I haven't converted anyone.
No, I've had people come to me. Like I've had a moment at my fiance's work's Christmas party where I was having fun. I was dancing. I was, having a good time. And yeah, exactly. That's exactly how I like, man, now you want to be watching the YouTube video because Taylor, that's exactly how I was doing. My eyes were closed the entire time.
Just knocking shit over.
I was using a lot more knees for some reason. Anyways.
Just Drew's so sober he can dance happily, knock shit over.
Yeah. And a dude came up to me and he had heard that I, stopped and saw that I was, having a pretty good time. And then we kind of sat down and asked what I was, what AA was like.
Yeah.
But he came to me, and that is promotion through attraction, I'd say.
Yeah.
And I, suggested meetings and everything, but I didn't be like, here's a big book, my pocket big book. You need to read. Like, there's nothing like that.
I have one of those somewhere. Pocket big book.
Yeah.
I have a little one. I remember one time did I tell you this? I can't remember. I went on an airplane and I had a little pocket. I brought a pocket AA book with me because my plane was like, ooh, I'm going to read this on the plane. And I hope someone sees it and asks me about it. Mm-hmm. Because I had the wrong intentions.
I've had that. You wanted people to be like, someone's going to start a conversation with me.
So I'm...
You have it like in front of them?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wow.
Oh, I'm doing a good thing
I
here.
think Billy Dubs and Ducky Silks is on to something here.
Yeah, huh. Oh, that and you like read out loud in the plane.
Oh, another day of being a good guy.
I've had the only occurrence where I've had someone ask me about what I'm reading was at a coffee shop, and a dude was like, "Hey, what book is that?" And I you can always be like, "Oh, I'd rather not say," but that's more awkward. Mm-hmm. I just say, "Oh, it's Alcoholics Anonymous book," and like, "Oh, why are you reading that?" That's what he said, and I was like, "'Cause I'm an alcoholic.
I'm studying.
Yeah,
got a big test coming up."
I mean, if you're like, I've had, I've seen instances where like nurses come and like, look over a meeting and stuff like that.
I've seen nurses do that. Someone hiding from the police.
Well, shoot. Should I find one last big question? Big question. Up to you if you like doing this. We can do a part 2 because there's so many more questions.
We absolutely could.
Because I've had fun kind of rolling through
We'll see what the people say.
Yeah, we can put a vote.
Hey, you know who you are? We talk on the phone. Let me know what you think of this episode.
Yeah.
My boys. My 2 boys specifically. One I golf with and one... we went and saw a thing together.
T-Bob and Squee-Doo.
I love you. This is just for you boys. I love you boys.
I love you boys.
I love you boys. You don't know what it means to me. I love you boys. They both drive Honda CR-Vs. You know who you are now.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to find a good question.
I love you Honda CR-V drivers. If I could... There's a kiss through the microphone for you specifically. I hope you're driving in that Honda CR-V right now with those cloth seats. One of you has cloth seats. I think the other is leather seats. But the one I golf with, I golf with less.
Oh, this is interesting. I like this one. May I bring relatives or friends to an AA meeting?
Nope, not allowed. You get in trouble.
Who's
open meeting you can.
Yeah, open meeting you can. There's like closed meetings and open meetings.
I told someone once. They said, "Oh, can I go? Just go sit in on a meeting?" Like, you can. Yeah, open meeting you can. Yeah. In a closed meeting, just pretend you're an alcoholic.
Yeah. Open meeting is everybody's welcome.
Yeah.
Closed meeting is welcome to anybody who has a desire to stop drinking. That's as simple as that.
But guys, if you listen to this and you're not an alcoholic, you can just pretend.
Yeah.
They're not going to kick that.
Well, if you have a desire to stop drinking,
they will not kick you out. Yeah.
No, no one's really, unless you're causing a ruckus.
Yeah.
You won't be kicked out of a meeting. I will say it's awkward.
Don't make a habit of it.
To take my significant other, who's not one of us, who's not an alcoholic, to a meeting, but she has.
Yeah.
Especially when I was young and I didn't know any better.
Yeah.
I was like, you want to check this out? And she was just trying to be supportive, and it was really sweet.
Yeah. Date night.
And I've seen a lot more examples of when people have reached like a big milestone.
Yeah.
Like anniversary or like big anniversaries, like 5, 10 years.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
either
30, 35, 40.
Keep going.
I'm really good at 5s.
Yeah.
5s are so easy.
5s are easy.
5 is so easy.
6s are harder.
Oh, 6, 12, 18,
24, 30, 36, 42, 48, and then just keeps going.
Yeah, and once you start out with a pattern like that, it's easy to figure out. But starting out with 7s, can you do 7s?
7, 14, 21, 28, 25. I mean, 35. Fuck, I fucked it up.
It's harder.
I went back.
Yeah.
All right, so it's
2000s, dude, 2000s.
people normally don't bring their
Yeah.
family or significant other to it unless they're celebrating an anniversary or they can't find a babysitter.
Yeah. Yeah.
In some meetings that I've seen, like people bring their kids in, there's like a little kid room,
Yeah.
which is cool. Or they just, plop an iPad with their kid.
Yeah. And the kid has earbuds on. He doesn't
yeah.
realize he's talking really loud.
Yeah.
That happened to him.
Look at that dinosaur. I'm really having a tough time. Dinosaur daddy.
Pretty much.
I'm really in a ride. Oh my God. Caillou or whatever the kids want to say. Thomas the Tank
Caillou.
Engine.
Caillou, I don't know. There is a Paw Patrol movie coming out. Can't wait.
Great. Anything to add on
Wait,
that?
what was the question? Oh, can you bring your grandparents?
Grandmama, grandpapa.
Yeah, we told you. Have them fake it or go to an open meeting.
Yeah, you can in open meetings.
Technically, no for a closed meeting, but technically, you can lie.
Yeah. That's kind of what they said. In most places, anyone interested in AA, whether a member or not, is welcome to open meetings of AA groups.
And what's the
Nailed
requirement?
it.
What's the requirement for drinking, Drew? I mean, not drinking for AA? What's the requirement to be a member of AA?
Oh, a desire to stop drinking.
Yes, that's right.
Newcomers in particular are invited to bring wives, husbands, or friends to these meetings.
Partners.
Oh, partners.
Bank robbing partner.
Yeah. The getaway driver should stay in the car.
Business. Yeah, that's their job. Business partner.
Since their understanding of the recovery program may
Magician
be an
and lady
important
he cuts in half.
okay. They have this written. Since their understanding of the recovery program may be an important factor in helping the alcoholic to achieve and maintain sobriety. I mean, that's why Al-Anon is there. Mm-hmm. We shit on Al-Anon too much.
I never did once. Drew did the whole time. I didn't say a bad single thing about Al-Anon.
It's really important. I say that stuff all in jest, hopefully. Many wives and husbands attend as frequently as their spouses and take an active part in social activities in the local. Maybe like in when there's like cookouts and stuff. Yeah, bring the whole family.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
There's a cookout on the 13th. Oh man, I keep forgetting where it is.
Some park.
I put it in my calendar, but oh God.
Well, we might do a part 2 of this because we've barely hit the iceberg in these questions. I had fun going through it.
As usual, we haven't gone anywhere in the reading.
No, we intentionally did that today.
Yeah, we were answering questions.
We will go back to the book though. But
yeah, we'll be back.
Well,
we'll be back unless all these people keep hounding me about being a guest. Honestly, if you want to be a guest, shoot me a message. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel popular. Or let Drew know also. Drew can also be.
I want to know.
Drew can be what?
If you want to be a guest.
Yeah, let Drew. No, whenever we do a podcast with a guest, it's just me and the guest. Drew never gets to host.
I would like to use, this is all Taylor's equipment.
Yeah,
and he does all the work
true.
by putting it up and everything. Yeah. It would be really funny to me if I come in with a guest
you a key,
and you're just like in the corner behind the green screen, just be like this.
I'm just making sure everything's working.
Just making sure everything's working.
I could just put headphones on.
And just be a producer. Yeah. I think, well, I mean, subject to change if we're going to have more. And I think people liked the shakeup of the guests.
Danny DeVito.
Does he have problems with drugs and alcohol?
No, but I kind of wish he does so he can come on the podcast.
Hop on. But I think that's all she wrote for this episode.
Yeah, fine, I guess. I guess that's the end of episode 18.
Do people ever comment on these podcasts?
Oh,
okay. I was about to say, shoot us in the comments if you have any frequently asked questions that we haven't covered.
It might help with the algorithm or something. We've been steadily climbing with more people watching and listening, so that's fun.
If you want to participate, maybe find a way to ask questions.
You can send me it on Instagram at Taylor Christian Neely.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do I don't know. Maybe we should do our own Instagram page, but I don't think we need to yet.
Nah.
It's still
We're
much.
chilling. Maybe when we get to 164, we'll celebrate with that.
164 people?
Pages of the big book.
We do have an email set up.
Oh, cool.
And I don't know what it is, so it's something at gmail.com.
We're pros here.
It's something I can check right now. Actually, here, we'll do this right now. Drum roll, please. In the email, you can reach us at... No. You can reach us.
It's an email, we promise.
Drew Taylor Soberboys at gmail.com.
Say that again?
Drew Taylor Soberboys at gmail.com.
All right.
Yeah, Drew Taylor Soberboys at gmail.com. So if you have any questions, reach out. You want any merch? We don't have any. But maybe one day.
One of these days.
One of these days.
I'd like to have a mug with our our
That'd
picture
be fun.
on it. Yeah.
A mug with us with all the mugs?
Well, yeah.
That'd be sweet. I did just enter a competition. It was $50, but it was to win a Honda S2000, and I got a mug.
Oh, nice.
So you enter the giveaway and you either buy a mug or a digital download, and so at least I get a mug.
That's
but
nice.
if I can win the car, I'd probably sell it because it's worth like $50,000. So I would just sell it.
Oh,
if
yeah,
I
there
won.
you go.
But it's a cool car.
Turn
I'll
it
drive for
around.
a little bit, but I don't need 2 cars. All right, we're getting off track.
Alrighty.
That is enough doing for one night.
Oh, man. We a dude, and then we a did.
We had done. We're a done.
And now we're a done.
Yep. Thank you so much. I'm Taylor. Thank you so much for listening.
I'm Drew. Thank you. Bye.
It's been a true pleasure.
Mwah.